I will call us to order at 6 o'clock. So welcome, everybody. I think we are going to start with the administrative report.
All right.
So you can take it away.
Okay, so I got some things to share, but we're going to start with highlighting our Path and Wellness program. And we have Rebecca Olmsted, Nikki Braun, and Jean Gilbert here to present on the work that we're doing. So I'll turn it over to Rebecca.
Great. Hi, I'm Rebecca Olmsted. I'm the school nurse leader for WSESU. I'm going to talk about wellness in the district. I'll give an overview of the wellness work. And we're going to highlight specifically staff wellness. Jean's going to talk about the PATH program. And then Nikki's our building leader for the PATH program at BUHS. And she'll kind of highlight BUHS's opportunities in staff wellness. Is it up yet?
Yeah, I'm just getting in now.
Okay.
Technical difficulty.
Sorry. Let me see what I'm doing.
Okay, Paul's coming in.
Why can't I mute?
Can I mute you?
Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
All right.
I was gonna call a nurse for
And
this.
then, Paul, what do I need to do with you?
You got it right here.
Do you have headphones?
I haven't done this in a while. Here we go. Share screen.
This is the first
Go
time
for
I've seen
it,
you without your
I think.
mask.
No, right? What do you think?
There we go.
Do I have the chin that you imagined?
Even more beautiful.
Thank you.
People look so different. Yes, that was very smart.
Okay.
Thing. It should be being shared.
I see it on my screen,
I just have to get the, this up here.
so it's at least in Zoom land. Kelly, can you see the wellness at WSESU on your screen?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Good, okay. So Zoom land is connected.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, so next slide. All right, so first I'll talk about the Federal Child Nutrition Act Wellness Policy, E11. And so this policy really guides our wellness work in the district. It incorporates components of the whole school, whole community, whole child, or the WISC model, in developing, implementing, monitoring, and reviewing district-wide nutrition, physical activity, and other health service policies. So any of our programs, the nutrition policy really guides this work. So the policy spells out how we encourage lifelong patterns of healthy eating and regular physical exercise among all students. And the goal of healthy eating and physical activity is health promotion, disease prevention, and intervention. And it's to promote the understanding that better health equals better learning. That's our mission and our vision in school health. So we have in our district the WellAct team, which stands for Wellness Advisory Committee. It's a group of school nurses, counselors, social workers, SAPs, community members, parent representative, student representative. And so in the 22-23 school year, we did review the nutrition policy. And so now, let's see, I think I'm on the slide right before that.
Oops, sorry, this one. Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
In the policy, highlights from it, because it's quite lengthy, very dynamic. And specifically, all students are offered opportunities, support, and encouragement to be physically active on a regular basis. Schools shall encourage a culture of wellness throughout the district. Importantly, access to medical and dental providers, and promote a comprehensive model of staff wellness, and that staff wellness is physical wellness, emotional, and financial, and to identify and disseminate wellness resources. And so just to touch upon access to medical and dental providers, so a big component of what we do as school nurses is to promote the idea that kids should have yearly, healthy, well-child visits with their provider. And so we have two programs that we work on in the district, and one is the dental program. It's our school to dentist program. And we partner with Windham County Dental and to provide rides for students to bring them to the dentist office to have a dental, to have oral health care. And so we have that. This is our fourth year in the VIII campus with that program. I drive students on a monthly basis to get their dental checkups. And so these are kids that may have not been seen for the past like 5 years. There may be a lapse of care from COVID or a lapse in insurance coverage. We help them get onto insurance and then seen by the dentist. And once again, that promotion of a healthy student is a better learner, because if they don't have dental pain, if they don't have a reason to go down to the nurse every day and miss class time, this gets them access to their education. It keeps them in the classroom. And then we also, it's very exciting, this year is our first year, we just started our school-based health clinic. So we're starting small. We partnered with Brattleboro Primary Care with Dr. Richards, and she is our medical director for our health services in the district. And so she comes to BU6. We use the trainer space, which is a perfect space because it can be a clinical setting. And Jordan, our athletic trainer, isn't using the space during the day. So the doctor comes to the school to see children in the middle school and high school age range. It's just 4 appointments a month. And these are the same type of kiddos who may have had a lapse in care. They may not have had a well child exam since before COVID. And so next slide. So this is the WISC model. And as you can see, there's so many different components. I could take each of these blocks and tell you about different programs that school nurses do, or counselors, or SAPs, health teachers, all people who are represented in the WellAct team. And so we meet at the WellAct team meets once a month on the first Wednesday of the month. We meet by Google Meets. And then nurses meet weekly for every single Wednesday. We still have that going on since COVID. And we implement different programs in all of these different pieces, whether it's health education, physical education, nutrition, environment services, health services. I could go on and on.
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
sure.
Or should I hold my question?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned, I think Dr. Richards
Yes.
has 4 appointments a month.
Yes.
So that means 4 children.
Yep.
How do you identify those children?
So that's a great question. So what we do right now is we just do referrals. So I put the information out to department heads at BUHS, counselors, and case managers. And so usually what happens is, or nurses, if they see a student who has an ongoing health issue and parents are having a hard time getting them in to see the doctor, it may be where they receive care at like Grace Cottage, and this might be a new appointment to them. Or it may be that they went to Brattleboro primary care, but they haven't been seen for COVID and before COVID. And so I call the doctor's office and coordinate with their practice manager. Okay, it's been 3 years since this child was seen. Let's get them in. And then the families will fill out forms. And that's really so that we can share medical information and coordinate care. And so there might be recommendations afterwards, like needed immunizations or lab work. And I would drive the student, I get permission to drive the student to maybe go to the doctor's office and receive an immunization, or bring them over to BMH to have lab work done.
So that would be the follow-up appointment where
Yes.
you would get involved.
Yes.
So that means that staff in the school system have to be on the alert, looking at students and being aware potentially of need when it's not being verbally communicated.
Right. So there is that referral piece, because I'm only one person and I'm just starting this out. And my vision is then with each of these programs, bring it out to other schools, have the school nurses be able to take them on so that there can be more opportunities and more students getting these resources. Okay, next slide. Okay, so then the 7 core outcomes for healthy work sites. So this is just like really just 7 touch points on general overall staff wellness. Promoting healthy food choices at the workplace, going tobacco-free, like obviously we're a tobacco-free district, help employees get daily physical activity, promoting a family-friendly workplace. And so that's also like a initiative that I'm also looking into is being a breastfeeding and chest feeding friendly workplace. We have in the past, but I'm working with the Department of Health so that we can make sure that we are fulfilling these recommendations. Promoting preventative care, promoting safety, support the emotional well-being of employees. So with promoting safety, I am now a Stop the Bleed instructor. And so I'm offering hour-long Stop the Bleed trainings. I had those at in-services, and then at Putney for their staff meetings. And so I'm going through the district to provide the Stop the Bleed trainings as well. Okay, Jean, you're up.
All right. Hi, good evening. And first, before I even get into what the PATH program is, you can go to the next slide if you want, Paul. We all realize that the stress of the pandemic has resulted in a major shift in what's happening with our staff and students and families. The work-to-life balance, as well as the mental and emotional health, have been the focus. And I researched this, and for every dollar that we spend on employee well-being, the employers can expect a 5.81 cent return, $5.81. So I think that's pretty good odds. And we have a CEO, he's sitting right here. We have the CFO, Frank, but I think we also, and I'm saying this in jest, but I also think we should consider this. We need a Chief Happiness Officer, a CHO, because I think you need somebody that's like a Pied Piper in the district that can take us and really build the morale, and I think is that you mentioned about the children being well, like in the home, if the parents are well, the children are well, in the school system, if the teachers are well, the students are going to be well. And VIII has given us an opportunity. I am the district champion Nikki is one of each building has a district leader, and so we in turn have to do 4 wellness events throughout the school year. We encourage people to participate, and one of the biggest thing, and it's what the PATH program is full of so many things. They offer summer things. They have progress coaching that they can sign up for. The EAP is unbelievable help if anybody has ever reached out to them. They offer courses. They also do Quizify, which is actually, it's kind of fun. In the last few years, they've changed it. You're actually learning safety, first aid, injury prevention, something about diseases to look for and stuff. So you're getting a lot of knowledge along the way. And we also have Rockstar recognition. Several of us have been on the Rockstar. And Academy School was actually nominated and received the Rockstar School last year. So that was kind of fun. But the Healthy Life Survey is what we base our needs of what we should do with our staff and some of the programs. You can do the next one, Paul, if you want. And just to see what's going well. Is that the one, the climate? Or what's going this, wait a minute. Is that highest statewide strengths? Okay. Participation is at a new high, which is great for us. People more physically active. They also felt supported by loved ones and coworkers and felt that contributed to them being healthy. And the biggest thing that I think has been wonderful is people are much less likely to come to work sick. You know, the pandemic has taught us that, like, don't come in, spread your germs. They go, oh, nobody's gonna be able to do my job. No, you're gonna get us all sick, so go home. I mean, I think that's really been a big thing. And also, people learn to take care of each other in hard times, you know, which I think has been tremendous. The next one, the highest climate. I know I'm going fast, but I don't wanna. These are the big things that we can be proud of. And last year in the survey, 2,800 people responded that we care for each other in times of need. And I think that's one of the biggest things. We see it firsthand in our district. You know, we've had people who have gotten sick, lost, you know, maybe the spouse lost a job. People are starting GoFundMe pages for them. People are doing food chains for people who've been sick and recuperating, going through chemo. You know, there's been a lot of that, which is excellent. And we are celebrating the achievements, and we are sharing common values. And I think for the most part, we're also very proud of our school, which is a nice thing. Now, some of the challenges that we've come, okay? We like to do positive first. Positive outlook are down. Sense of community is down. And anxiety went from 1 to 4, from 1 in 4 to 1 in 3. But I have some good news about our district. I've saved all the health reports for the last 4 or 5 years, and I think the basis was 63 school districts in the state. And the higher you were was the worse we were. So for 4 years in a row, we hit our anxiety and mood disorders. We placed 58 out of 60, I think it was 63 for anxiety and 54 for mood disorders. That was like three years running. I'm so proud, not that I've done this, but our anxiety is now down to 35. So we're halfway. I want to get it down to 0. And our mood disorder is down to 34. So I think we are realizing that that's a factor, and we're trying to work to change it. And a lot of the activities that we plan includes a lot of happiness, fun things for them to do. But there's something that we really have to look at. And also sleep continues to trend worse. And we as a district, I know we saw the rise, I think Beck and I talked about that, was joint and back pain.
How many people agree?
Yes, I know. How many don't sleep at all? Okay, that would be me, no. And then the climate scores, the next one, I think, Paul.
Can I just ask, this is a statewide program?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so when you talk about numbers like 2,000, are you talking specifically about this district?
No, statewide.
You're talking
Yeah.
state, because I was about to say.
No, we only have, in our district-wide, I'm going to guess this is a guesstimate of how many active PATH people that are actually doing the PATH this year, maybe like 235, I think, is the total.
I see. So then individuals have to subscribe to this program and
Yes.
decide to
Yep, they
participate.
sign up, and they also get a reward by doing this, getting 200 points. You get a $100 gift card at LL Bean. So there's something at the end of which is kind of nice.
Are board members eligible?
You know, I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I know you can all participate in the wellness events, but I think as far as getting the points, I don't believe so, but I will check on that.
But we can participate.
I will, yes, I will get back to you on that, though. I will look into it.
I think we all need help.
Yeah.
And more sleep.
Yes.
And also, one thing is really good is we do trust one another, which is great. And we have clear and consistent goals, and we have a high level of team spirit, which I think is important. But now nobody wants to hear probably in a nutshell, but I think I said it before, the mental stress is the one that's really parent in all the other districts, and I just feel so happy that we cut ours in half, almost, compared to what we were at. And the 1 in 3 with the joint issues, and the national norms are 35%, and we're over 65% on that. So we have a lot of, I used to say it was the aging population, but I don't think it is anymore. I think everybody's just getting a lot, injuries or whatever. So now this is what people want improved. And, they want retention, which that's a real issue for all of the administrators, and I understand that. And better spaces and time to decompress. I think it's wonderful the high school has that room. I wish every school could have a room where it could be the wellness room, not just a teacher's, but a wellness room where they could go in and, just step away, get that 5-10 minutes, alone. And also rituals and traditions that support relationship and team building. They want easy access to exercise programs. And they also, this is one that came through, it says rediscovering basic classroom management skills and the de-escalation training, which I know has happened in the school district, but that's what was on the survey, and they really are interested in that. And my idea, I'm a big recess proponent for adults, and I think create time in the day for everyone, kids and staff, to even play together. Have a play, nobody plays anymore. There's an old thing that kids laugh 66 times a day, adults last about 7. So,
Did you say laugh?
Laugh, yeah, and it's so sad. And somebody also said that the big portion of this was building safety and cleanliness, but I can tell you, I've subbed in about 4 different schools, and I don't find any of those issues in our school district. I don't know, but that was one that had come up, so.
Can I ask you about the wellness room?
Yeah.
One of our board members attended a conference with Mark and Deborah and I, and they were advocating nurture rooms for students. Do we have those? Should we have more?
Oh, a nurture room would be, wonderful if they had it. I think for both adults and kids, it would be, you've seen kids, we have the de-escalation rooms where they go into the transition stuff, but there's some kids sometimes just want to sit and have a hug, or just sit and just,
It's common to have nurture spaces in classrooms.
Right.
That's very common.
But see, I think most of the space in the buildings, there's nothing left in any of the buildings for anything like that. I don't believe, maybe, I don't know, Mark, you've been given a gift. That is so wonderful that you guys have that. It was a great thing to do.
Some schools double up on the social worker room, so the students can just go in there and chill out while there's social worker.
Yes.
Yeah,
The health office
Do we
at
have that?
VIII.
We do.
yeah. I know we do it in Vernon, or at least we used to.
And I saw-
Ricky's room is always
Right.
full.
I think a lot of kids sometimes go for walks with some, I know that one of the counselors has a dog at BAMS, and some of the kids like to take the dog for a walk, just to get out, and they diffuse that way, which is great, hands-on.
So Tim and I are advisors to a student group in the high school. And so they're talking about how they feel in the classroom, the quality of their education, what they recognize in terms of good teaching. And one of the things they say that they desperately need is downtime before the class begins, before classroom instruction begins, that they want to be able to walk around the space outside. They want some time to decompress as they go from one classroom to another. And they don't get that very
Because of
often.
scheduling, right?
Because of the scheduling.
Yep.
And so they go into some environment unwilling emotionally to fully participate. Anyway, I just share that. That's come up
Yeah,
with our
that's a big
group.
one.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And they only have, a few minutes, what is it, between the
passing
blocks?
time.
5 minutes.
5 minutes to get from one to another, and it's rushed.
You're in the hallway, you're rushing to
Yeah.
the bathroom, a quick moment with a friend.
Right.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
not the downtime they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one, Paul, is just more of what they want, which we talked about, more professional development on facing difficult children and families, healthy rituals and having fun, places and time to gather. Last year, we had a wellness fair. I think we had 125 that attended in the fall. And we had different stations all around, and it was well received. People love it. They want to do it again. And Frank and Mark have told me I can start researching it and finding a space to do it. And it was great. We heard more we offered sword dancing. Paul came in and did sword dancing for us. We had a yoga. We had
Video?
Reiki. Oh, well, we had ear candling, which everybody loved. We just had so many a variety of things. And we have food. And that's one thing we learned I have learned anyways, I don't know, but I think most of the building leaders, they like to be fed.
Yeah.
That's a
Yes.
real nurturing way for them, and it's a feel-good moment, without,
Yeah.
but they love that. And also to be heard and shown appreciation. I've always said sometimes, you don't have to give me a raise, just say thank you. Somebody go out of their way to say thank you to somebody, and that says, one of them from our district says, we just want to feel like we matter a little more. So, and then the surveys, what you can do, part of the programming works is basically, those who did the Healthy Life Survey or the Path Adventures, this is proven, had lower medical costs. You can go to the next one, Paul. And then those who did not participate. And the Path data was married to the healthcare claims, and so they were just matched with non-participants by age, gender, all the stuff. And that's how it also shows that people who do the Path go to the doctors less frequently. They are healthier. They're not coming in sick. They're taking less medicine, because it does make a difference, I think, in their outlook. And the rest of it is basically graphs. You can see the different, but I'm just very pleased with what we do have in our district for wellness. I think the people we have on board are doing an excellent job. And I think also they said that people who participate in the Path have a lower prevalence of mental health conditions and issues. I think that's so important now, I think, with everybody facing it. And EAP also has great resources for mental health, which I know as staff, we've encouraged people, and, other people just get hold of them, so.
What's EAP?
EAP is the employee assistant plan, sorry.
Employee?
Assistant plan. It's like if somebody, I'll give you an example, somebody had an elder care issue, and it was affecting their work. I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with that, we gave them the number, they called, and I just happen to know because she told me about it, and she said it just made such a difference for her. She learned there's some resources out there. She didn't have to carry the burden. So, and I think they use it for other health issues, financial issues, legal issues. There's everything,
All kinds of.
all kinds.
Yeah.
This is one of those presentations that I wish the full board could have access to. We'll certainly pass on the,
And pass on, we really need a wellness budget. I mean, I'm not being funny. We get funded, we can apply for certain grants each year, and that can, but things are expensive. And some of us, I pay out of pocket for things I do for our building, just because I do and I want to, because it means a lot to me to have people just take that time away to just feel good. And some of the events that we do, I know Nicole's going to talk about at her school, we do 30-day challenges. We do, potlucks. We have people come in and talk about, we had somebody come in about the aging process and what to do, like when you're preparing, your will and all that. We had a legal person come in just to give somebody an opportunity to hear.
what would you do with $10,000 more?
$10,000 more? Well, I think we would try to create some kind of room at each site if we could do it. I mean, a pipe dream would be to have a room where people could go and just sit, have some plants, have music, just teachers, and even maybe bringing kids in there sometimes and meet with them. And I think the other thing I think I would do is I would offer, like, I know the food issue, but have like pot or have somebody come in and feed the staff. It really is well received. I can tell being on the other end, and and it makes them feel like, ooh, we care about you, and here, sit down and have dinner, and don't worry, lunch, not rushed, not on the run. I think there's lots of
Kelly
things.
has a question. Kelly, you want to go?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna think back to another issue that we had dealt with on the SD board, but we've also touched on that on this board recently, which is the some teachers having provided like snacks for students who weren't getting enough, and Mark and Frank went to the vendor who addresses that, and so they've done a lot of work on that. So thank you very much for that. But I'm wondering, but part of the concern of the board was that the teachers were having to expend their own personal resources, and so I'm thinking about you having said that you have to use some of your own personal resources, and I would want to, if there's something that the board can do that can be supportive of you, I would love for that to be possible.
Thank you, Ken, but that's my choice. That's my choice. I've done it for years, and I want to do it, so I've done it. I'm not going to do it forever, but, it's just something, because I want to go that extra mile. Like, we get at the beginning of the school year, we gave them anti-stress bags. and it was like, a rubber ball to bounce, just all these different things, tissue in case you need a good cry, things like that. And I know it sounds like probably silly, but a lot of people, I get little thank you notes, go, that was really kind of cool, I'm still trying to blow up that balloon or something. So, that stuff I think is important. I think it's well received, Want to go next, Nikki?
I have a quick question. As you talk about space to decompress, I'm wondering at each school site, is there a faculty room?
Yes.
There is.
Some are in combination with the copy room. I know that
Okay.
some areas, they've moved the copier out because you're sitting there having lunch and all the copiers going.
Okay.
So,
Here, it's not a dedicated staff break room, it's mixed, it's like the mail and copy room so we don't have like a designated break room where they can just go sit together and have
is
lunch.
that the room that the teacher, Sandy Cormier's room, decorated with, redid it?
Possibly,
It's got the double room with a big table and stuff in it?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a copy room is not going to do it. The sound, the smell,
gets
everybody
really
coming
warm in
in and
there.
out, working.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
warm in
Okay,
It's
there.
we're
not a
talking-
nice
I mean,
place for people to go sit and talk to each other and get to know each other. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Mhm. A quiet space, right.
So the same conference we went to a session where members of the AOE presented a model health policy that we're going to have to engage in. The model policy was like 27 pages long. And the format that they were talking about would engage parents, guardians, teachers, of course, nurses, board members, really a broad spectrum of the community. Do you know about that?
So would it be like more than like what we have in our nutrition policy? So
I looked
like,
at our health and nutrition policy,
Yeah.
which looks fine to me.
Yeah.
But according to the session, AOE is going to expect all the schools districts to revisit that.
I think it's probably like, it would probably just be expanded in more specific, like each part of the nutrition policy. It's a really concentrated document and a really concentrated policy. So it certainly doesn't scare me. Bring it on. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm always excited talking about wellness and like, and how we make policy into practice. So definitely, like, if you have it, forward it to me so I
Yeah,
can take a
I'll
look
send
at
it to
it.
you and Mark. Mark, do you
Yeah.
have that already?
This is something that's mandated, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's mandated for this summer or the following summer? 25, 24, 25?
You mean to complete it by
Yes.
summer
yeah.
of '24, I think.
It's summer of 24?
I believe so.
Okay, it sounds like the policy committee needs to look at this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a number of people who
Definitely.
sit on the policy committee
Yeah.
in this space right
Yes.
now. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe 25.
So
Yeah, we have to
definitely,
look.
because, yeah, the sooner the better we can take it. But I think it would probably, a lot of the stuff we would do, it's just like how we apply it. And it's going to put a name to the work that we're doing. So I think that it sounds good, sounds manageable.
Okay, Nikki?
Paul, you can do next slide, please. Thank you so much. So everything Jean has talked about, this is what we're doing at BUHS to practice the VHI here at BUHS. So we have a great group of active and enthusiastic PATH participants. We have about 87 registered users, which is just over half the building. Jean said in the district we have 235. So 87 of those 235 are here right at BUHS.
Good job.
Each month, I send out a wellness-related email to the staff, reminding them of any upcoming events that we might have, so that they can look forward to them and I can look forward to them. This email also includes a wellness calendar and any healthy recipes that Jean puts together. So thank you, Jean. You're welcome. We have all 4 wellness events planned and actually executed now for the year, and we're really excited for the PATH adventure to begin on January 29th. That's a 10-week program where everybody who signs up for the program, they exercise and eat better for that 10 weeks, and they're held accountable. And we give them gifts and incentives throughout the entire 10 weeks. I think it's going to be a really great year for BUHS, with staff meeting and or exceeding all of their personal wellness goals. As a building leader, I'm here to help anyone with any of their path-related questions and any of their needs. If they need help signing up for the program, if they need help with any of their forms that they hand in, that's what I'm here for. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. So this is what we've done so far. September through December, we had yoga held in our brand new wellness center by our very own athletic trainer, Jordan Del Bianco. We had 12 regular participants every single week. In November, we had a wellness walk. We did around the track for 30 minutes, and we had 11 walkers. In December, we had a doodle kit. It's a doodle book. It came with a little pen, and it was really a huge hit. We had a 74% participation, which is based on the quantity I ordered, which was 50 books. And some people even came back at the end of the month and asked for a blank one because they had so much fun filling it out. You had to take 3 mindful minutes every day and fill out the prompt. I wish I brought one because they were so fun. You had to fill out the prompt and just follow the instructions that it gave you. It was just really great, and everybody loved it a lot. And then today, this morning, we had our wellness potluck. So that was not a great hit because the weather was poor. So we're going to do that again. So everybody has been having a really wonderful time with the path this year, and I'm looking forward to continuing the rest of this year and next year. And I'm going to have even more events. We've had our 4 mandatory events, and I'm going to continue to have have more throughout the rest of the year.
Great. Thank you for your leadership.
I know, she is so enthusiastic. We love Nikki. We wish we had 22 of them. No, I'm just kidding. Because we're like cheerleaders. That's what I look at as our roles. We're cheering everybody on. We're getting them excited about things, and, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No. Why me?
Kelly has a question.
Oh, Kelly, what do you have?
Yeah, you sound so excited about this, and it does sound like a lot of fun stuff. I'm wondering if you have observed that people who may not have chosen to participate are hearing about this from other people, and are they saying, I've got to get in on this next time?
It's actually really funny. I've had 2 people this year that have signed up because somebody else has asked them to sign up, and then they come up to me and they're like, we were told that we need to do this.
Nice.
So then I help sign them up. So it's really great. My goal this year was to increase the participation from what it was last year, and I've already done that so far, I think.
Good for you.
Good.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Deborah?
Thank you.
Well, in terms of teachers and staff and administrators participating in this program, it's going to make a difference. It's going to have a trickle effect to what happens in the classroom, what they do. I'm just thinking about the inherent darkness of the world in so many ways.
Absolutely.
And this technique of taking time to write in your journal every day, something that makes you feel good about it, which I know is an exercise intellectually, but that doesn't mean my hands actually do it.
Right. We offered happiness journals, we've done gratitude journals, we've done the mindful, and we've done it, and each side has done different things, but it doesn't. Some people say, I'm still writing in those. And I went, awesome, years later. So I think we do make an impact. It's just we'd like to see it even bigger and broader, and we're limited in some cases, so.
And at BUHS specifically, our administration is really on board. Hannah Parker includes it in her staff newsletter every week. So she's very much on board with getting everybody involved and being healthy.
Nice.
And she was one of the regular yoga participants every week.
Nice.
I want to second what Kelly said about wishing that the entire board, and it's a larger community base, just by virtue of the board and the district, could hear this presentation, because it wouldn't just be enough to say, we'll post this online and take a look at it. But again, it's the enthusiasm and the energy and the boost of the reminder to all of us as adults of what we need to do to be healthy in the world. Right, so we come to this space as healthy, productive beings.
Exactly.
Thank you, Deborah, for giving me the credit. That I think that was actually Tim, though. But thank you.
That was my idea.
Okay, you see.
I know.
We need
Stress balls, a little more sleep.
Okay, I want some space here.
Relax for the day.
Thank you, and be well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Okay. Mark, do you have any new hires or resignations or retirements?
Don't, actually.
Yay, okay, we're going none there.
I have a little bit more on the admin report.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Nope.
So what I have is next year's school calendar.
Which I've announced I don't need because my kids are graduating.
I'll pass down copies.
Oh,
We're surpassing our lap.
Oh, okay, sorry. Wait, I thought we were supposed to laugh 7 times? Yeah, we've already done that.
Okay.
We're trying to be happy.
Yeah.
So these school calendars are developed between superintendents and career center directors. As you know, we have students from other school districts who attend our career center and vice versa, actually. So I think this is like the 4th or 5th draft, but this calendar matches our area school districts and actually most of the school districts in Vermont. So we will start distributing this now that we're in the new year, to be posted on websites, and the staff gets really eager about getting a calendar for next year.
Yeah.
And families do too.
Families do too. You want to know.
At
Yeah.
central office.
You're-
I gotta book next,
You're-
February.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
right.
So there's that as an FYI. And then I wanted to take some time to highlight the Grow Our Own program. And I brought hard copies tonight because we're having internet issues at the high school today.
Is this the same as I've got from Monday?
It is.
Okay, then I do not need one.
I have another wellness one, since I realize I don't have one for Tom.
What's this?
So this is,
I got it.
I think this speaks to wellness and retention and investing in our staff. So I think this program is a really good example of a wellness initiative. And I want to give Michael Kelleher credit for really leading the way in developing this. So the concept is every school year, we will invest in 5 paraeducators who have expressed an interest in adding to their education to become certified teachers. So what you have here is essentially the procedure and the process and the actual application that was literally sent to all of our paraeducators yesterday. So it's taken the fall and early winter to develop this. We've had 16 educators respond, expressing an interest in participating in this program. So that's really exciting. Clearly, we'll have 5 folks signed up that will begin supporting financially this year. And then we certainly have another 5 to be lined up for next year. So within a 4-year period, we'll be supporting 20 paraeducators and extending their education to become certified teachers. So
Is that group racially diverse?
yes, yeah.
Great.
Yep. Michaela worked hand in hand with Mike in developing this through the diversity office. So I think it's really exciting. I think it's something to be proud of. And you'll be hearing more about it as we work through the school year and plan for next school year. But a new initiative that we've never had in place in our school system. So we're getting really positive feedback from the union and certainly from our classified staff, feeling like they're being supported and listened to. So that's that. This morning, Paul and I attended a meeting. This is multiple meetings throughout the year, planning for our development of extending pre-K at Canal Street School. And one of the developments today is we came up with a potential new name. Paul, you want to share that?
Brattleboro Early Childhood Center. Beck.
Oh, okay.
So we've really started making steps in terms of how we're going to do outreach and start to market this concept. So felt like we made some really good steps today. Paul was reflecting on sharing that story of the closing of the school.
Oh, yeah, when Canal Street School closed,
Okay.
there were some people that had a lot of emotional investment in the school, and there was a bell ringing ceremony, and I'm convinced what we need to do is when we open it again,
Do that.
have the bell ringing. And the other piece of it is this will be the first time in an extremely long time that we've opened a new school site.
Wow, yeah.
Because we closed them. We closed Canal Street, we closed Estiville School way back. I mean, they're sort of over time, we've sort of shrunk a little bit. And now this is momentous. This is really important.
So it's really exciting. And we're moving forward. So we're going to revitalize that school.
That's great that you're promoting it. I think I mentioned this at one meeting, that the families that need it the most are the ones that are most disengaged, that don't read newspapers, and just, they're the ones that you have to really be proactive to seek out, say, we have this for you.
Yes, absolutely agree with that.
So the Canal Street site is for Brattleboro residents only?
It'd be a Brattleboro pre-K program. Yep.
Okay, so for Brattleboro residents, okay, got it. And so other pre-K programs for the other towns will have to be centered there?
Or are there already, Guilford,
Oh, got it.
Dummerston, Putney. And Vernon really has that. It's
we
just
have
a
a-
slightly different arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really Brattleboro's needs at this point?
Yeah, so that's where the equity issues have been. Our outlying town schools provide public pre-K. Brattleboro provides one strand of pre-K that feeds into 6 strands of kindergarten. So this is really an opportunity to create more opportunities for our families and our young children.
So I've driven by the building on Canal Street.
Yeah.
It's huge. Do we just have part of that building or the whole building?
We own the whole building.
The whole building, yeah, wow. How many rooms are gonna be used, like in the coming year?
Well, we're starting with one cohort because we want to do it really well. We'll be using multiple rooms for offices and other spaces like we heard tonight. But I think the overarching goal would be to get 5 to 6 cohort strands.
Great.
In that school, so.
And to have a close collaboration with early childhood special education. In that having a site where an intensive services program could be there and allow access to pre-K programs, that access is really not available right now. So there's sort of that side of it that's also really exciting, that kind of collaboration, that kind of co-location of important programs.
And families wouldn't have access to school buses, would they? To bring their kids there?
That's going to be part of the planning. Ideally, yes, they would. Yeah, ideally. Great. Yep.
Other questions?
And I imagine I'll be reporting out on this throughout the spring. So there'll be more time for discussions, but had a really exciting meeting this morning and just wanted to highlight it.
Moving ahead.
Yeah.
So as I think about school buses, those are a lot of little ones on a school bus. So I presume it will also require extra support on the school bus with kiddos? Who knows? Right.
Potential- I mean,
Yeah, so-
That's a piece that's just gonna have to get
Yeah,
worked
and
out.
as I envision what very often happens at schools, it's not a full school bus. It's a much smaller contained unit.
And a lot of parents aren't gonna wanna put their 4-year-old on a bus.
Right.
Right. Mhm.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Right.
Right. And just to define terms, when you say beginning with one cohort, that translates to mean beginning with one class.
Exactly.
Got it, okay, just making sure I've got this straight.
Yep. So that's the update for tonight. Last night, we talked about the principal and the director positions. Michael has sent out draft advertisements for both positions to board members who have signed up. We have reps from the SD board and the Vernon board. So for the director position, which is an SU position, we have Robin, Kim, and Eva signed up from the SD board, and Kerry Sparks from the Vernon board.
Young Kerry, as we call her.
So next steps will be to reach out to folks on the screening committees and review a process, and just bring the team together to start the work. So Michael will help me kind of lead the team as we move forward with board members. So we do this together.
Any questions?
I'm thinking Mike will be the lead communicator in terms of communicating with the screening committee and developing procedures and models for us to move forward.
Okay.
Got a ton of experience doing this, so take advantage of it.
Last night, the issue came up about board members who are up for reelection. And your comment was you envisioned these positions, we're talking about Director of Curriculum Assessment, would be finalized before that election.
Yes.
So when do you, in the best of world, when do you anticipate interviews will start?
Well, we'll post the positions tomorrow morning. And after a 2-week period, kind of check in on the candidate pool. That would trigger a sharing of resumes. And then as a committee, we'd kind of decide, do we have legitimate candidates to move forward with interviews?
Right.
And we would, if we do. If not, we'd wait a little longer.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the hiring time, so,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the,
Right.
How's it going to work with, isn't there going to be a curriculum coordinator position under the director open to?
Yes, so that would be the next step.
So first you pick the director and then you do.
Yeah, because I would want the director to really
Sure.
lead that process, actually, yeah.
anything else, Mark?
No, that's it for tonight.
Okay, would someone like to move the minutes of December 20th?
So moved.
Thank you, Tim. Any questions, comments, critiques? If not, all those in favor of passing the minutes of December 20th, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we have warrants and payroll. So I will move the warrants of December 20th in the amount of $496,177.32. Payroll of December 15th in the amount of $648,440.50. The warrants of January 3rd in the amount of $322,443.50. And finally, the payroll of December 29th in the amount of $561,415.84. Any comments or questions? If not, all those in favor of passing the warrants and payrolls as presented, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Do we have anything on finance?
Not tonight.
Not tonight? Okay.
Well, I forgot one thing on the admin report.
Go ahead.
is, With the presentation delay last time, we'll have to figure out how to catch up in terms of the presentations, but.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Because you have high school programming.
Yeah, so we won't skip that, we'll get back to it.
How is that a SU issue? Isn't that an SD issue?
Oh, it'd be both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vernon goes to the high school too. We're allowed in.
Keep forgetting about that place.
So I just wanted to acknowledge that we skipped a.
I'll have to visit it someday.
You really need to.
Go on vacation there.
Come on down. I don't know if this is old business or new business, but just a public service announcement that the CPAC group is having a presentation with the Vermont Family Network on January 30th from 5 to 6:30. I think we all got the notice. If you didn't, I'll send it around to everybody.
We can send it again.
Yep, so it's at BAM's in the multipurpose room, but I'm going to try to do what I can to get the word out there. So I will send that to everybody just in case. Okay, so CPAC.
I think it was in my superintendent report from last night too,
Okay.
so.
And is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Anybody out there? Second call for public comment on non-agenda. All right. Third time. And we will move on. I think next we have an executive session. I do not believe there will be action taken at the end, so even BCTV can leave. And do we just tell you what time we adjourned, or? Okay. So if there is a motion to enter executive session under 1 VSA 313A3 evaluation.
So moved.
Thank you, Deborah. And otherwise, we will move on. So thank you, everybody. Kelly, I will leave you on.
Do we need to vote?
Oh, yes, all those in favor of executive session? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will enter executive session at 6:58.